Yesterday we concluded Kartik Vrata because in our mat we start on Ekadashi and finish also on Ekadashi and appearance day of our Parang Gurudev and also disappearance day of Srila Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. Yesterday was Ekadashi, so many Vaishnavas were invited, but they could be served only with Anukalpa Prasad, potato and cucumbers and fruits, these things. But today in all our mats there is also big feast for the Gorkishore Das Babaji Maharaj and Parang Gurudev, and for the concluding of Kartik Vrata. They make a lot of preparations, and especially there must be doka. One Bengali preparation, you cook dal and you blend it, and some paste you make, and then they will spread on some metal like this size, and then that will dry. Then you will cut on rectangulars like cubits. You will cut, and then they fry this in oil, deep fry, and then they make some tomato sauce, because today it is possible. In India they fasted from tomato. Some sauce they make, and then that is floating inside those fried. They're called dhoka, D-H-O-K-A. It was one of the favorite dishes of our Parang Gurudev, so everywhere they will make it. Once also, when our Parang Gurudev disappeared, next year when it was his appearance day, then Gurudev wanted to make this preparation, but Mat in charge said we have no money to make this for a lot of people. It is very difficult. We can make for some, but maybe not for all, because so many are coming. So Gurudev was disappointed because there was not enough money in the mat at that time. But then somehow one person came and he gave a large donation, and he even brought some things and everything. And Gurudev said, I never saw him before, never. And after that also I never saw him again. But that time he came and he gave a lot of money. So we made that preparation for the dhoka for everyone. So Gurudev said, he was sent by my Gurudev because he saw that I am eager to serve him in that way, but I am unable to. It is not possible. So to come at my back to help, he sent that person. So since that time, this is the standard in our mats. In Mayapur also you will find, they will make so much of this on today's day. Dhoka. So that is, feast is there, and Kartik Vrata is concluded. So now we will continue with our Bhagavat Shravan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told that there are 5 principal limbs of devotion: Sadhu Sangha, Nama Kirtan, Bhagavat Shravan, Mathuravas, Shri Murtir Shradaya Sevan. To associate with devotees, this is first, because without the grace of pure devotee you cannot know anything about holy name, Bhagavatam, Krishna, nothing. So first is Sadhu Sangha, then Nama Kirtan is the best to chant holy name, then hearing of SRIMAD Bhagavatam. There are so many scriptures, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu particularized that we should hear Bhagavatam, because Vyasadeva became satisfied, got eternal bliss only after writing Bhagavatam, because it clearly speaks about pure devotion to Krishna. and his Leelas are there. In Bhagavatam, you will find both philosophy or like a logic, Siddhanta, all this, however you want to call, and also Leela. In some, like Upanishads and Vedanta Sutra, you will not find Leela, only some points. And in some Puranas, only stories. But Bhagavatam is both. It's very clear and the best of all scriptures. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you will find the evidence for everything in Bhagavatam, and all the 6 Goswamis, Rup, Sanatan, Bhatta Raghunatha, Jiva, Gopal, Bhatta, Das, Raghunath, whatever they wrote, it is all based on Bhagavatam. They gave evidence and they explained Bhagavatam, so this is main scripture, and it is also natural commentary to Vedanta Sutra. So it is the best quintessence of all scriptures. Chaitanya Charitamrita is also based on Bhagavatam. You don't get all evidences he quoted from Bhagavatam. So we just started reading just before Kartik started. We are still in introduction by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Sai Maharaj. Last time we heard that first we have to understand that some are demigods, they are Ishwaras, controllers, they have some powers, but one is Parameshwar, one who is supreme controller or controller of all, that is Supreme Lord. So about him, this scripture is there. And also we heard one SRIMAD Chakravarti, he made early commentary to Bhagavatam. He wrote one verse which here Srila Sai Maharaj is translating or explaining in short. The essence of his preaching, means of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is that Lord Shri Krishna, who appeared at Braja Bhumi or Vrindavan as the son of the king of Braja, that is Nanda Maharaj, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and therefore worshipable by all. Vrindavan Dham is not different from the Lord because the name, fame, form and place where the Lord manifests himself are all identical with the Lord as absolute knowledge. Therefore, Vrindavan Dham is as worshipable as the Lord. The highest form of transcendental worship of the Lord was exhibited by the damsels of Brajabhumi in the form of pure affection for the Lord, and Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu recommends this process as the most excellent mode of worship. He accepts the Srimad Bhagavat Puran as the spotless literature for understanding the Lord, and he preaches that the ultimate goal of life for all human beings is to attain the stage of prema or love of Godhead. 1 second. This is actually a very famous verse. I think you heard it, so I want to read. This was the explanation. Yes. Let me see if this whole verse is there. Yes. This verse. Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajesha Tanayas Tad Dhama Shri Brindabanam Ramya Kachit Upasana Brajabadu Vargena Vakalpita Srimad Bhagavatam Amalam Puranam Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhur Matamidam Tatra Dara Napara. This is a verse by Sri Nath Chakravarti. In nutshell, our Gurudev said, in nutshell, Here it is about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Aradhyo Bhagavan Brajesha Tanaya. Supreme worshipable is Bhagavan is son of Nanda Maharaj. Bhagavan, or Supreme Lord, has many forms, but original or supreme, according to Rasa, is Brajesha Tanaya. And Tad Dhama Shri Brindavanam. His Dham is Brindavan. And Ramya Kachit Upasana Brajavadu Vargena Vakalpit. The gopis are the best worshippers of him. Srimad Bhagavatam Amalam Puranam. This Srimad Bhagavatam is spotless Purana. There is no tinge of anything, any dirt or anything there. Because in other Puranas you will find Tamasic Puranas, Rajasic Puranas and Sattvic Puranas, you will find there are different installments of truth for different levels of people. Like in Tamasic Purana, Shiva will be supreme deity. In Rajasic Purana, Brahma will be supreme deity. But in Sattvic Purana, Vishnu will be supreme. And in Srimad Bhagavatam is also one of Sattvic Puranas. It is shown that Supreme Lord is actually Krishna. He is also the source of Vishnu. Ete Chanksha Kalapunksha Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam. He is the original. So you will find this is spotless Purana, Amalam. Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam Tatrada Napara. This is the teaching of Mahaprabhu, and we accept only his, not other. We don't have any regard for any other opinion. Tatra Darahanapara, we don't accept. And ultimate goal of life is prema. Pancham Purushartha Krishna prema, not dharma artha kama moksha. As we will see in the beginning of Bhagavatam, those desires are prohibited, so as to not cheat us from getting highest benefit, eternal welfare, which is Krishna Prema. So here Sai Maharaj continues. Many devotees of Lord Chaitanya, like Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, Shri Lochan Das Thakur, Srila Krishna Das Kobiraj Goswami, Shri Kavi Karnapur, Shri Prabodhananda Saraswati, Shri Rupa Goswami, Shri Sanatan Goswami, Shri Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Shri Jiva Goswami, Shri Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Shri Raghunath Das Goswami, and in this later age, within 200 years, Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti, Shri Baladev Vidyabhushan, Shri Shyamananda Goswami, Shri Narottam Das Thakur, Shri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and at last Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, our spiritual master, and many other great and renowned scholars and devotees of the Lord have prepared voluminous books and literatures on the life and precepts of the Lord. Such literatures are all based on the Shastras like the Vedas, 4 Vedas, and there I told there are many parts of the Vedas. Highest parts of the Vedas are Upanishads, and then Vedanta Sutra is explaining. So Vedas, Puranas, here Upanishads, Ramayana, Mahabharata, and other histories and authentic literatures approved by the recognized acharyas. They are unique in composition and unrivaled in presentation, and they are full of transcendental knowledge, that which is beyond the perception of material gross and subtle senses. It exists, but we cannot perceive with these senses. When we become inclined to serve, when we surrender, then we can realize with our devotional eyes. Unfortunately, the people of the world are still ignorant of them, but when these literatures, which are mostly in Sanskrit and Bengali, come to light the world, no, come to light the world. And when they are presented before thinking people, then India's glory and the message of love will overflood this morbid world, which is vainly searching after peace and prosperity by various illusory methods not approved by the acharyas in the chain of disciplic succession. Every living entity wants this, to remove distress and to attain happiness. When one is happy, one is peaceful, when there is no disturbance. So everyone wants this. But you cannot achieve this by increasing your exploitation mood, because that is unnatural. Even you cannot get that peace, full peace, if you try to renounce everything and become liberated. That is also not peaceful state, because not all your desires are fulfilled, because you are eternal servant of Krishna and you have relationship with him. Unless that is fulfilled, that loving service of him, you cannot be peaceful or happy. Even in Brahma Jyoti or Paramatma merged, you cannot be happy. Impossible. So you cannot be peaceful. So they are not approved, these methods. The only approved method and actually effective method to get what one needs, what one requires, what one wants, is the teaching of pure devotion, which is expounded here in Bhagavatam. You will find during the time of Srila Sai Maharaj, he started to translate into English on the order of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And so Bhagavad Gita came, SRIMAD Bhagavatam came, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Nectar of Devotion, summary study he made, and Nectar of Instruction, and some other books he made. But now also after that, his disciples, they are translating many of the books and also other maths. Like here he says Sanskrit, the Goswamis mostly they wrote in Sanskrit, but Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's writings, they are in Bengali. So nowadays you can have all these books of Bhaktivinoda Thakur translated already, Jaiva Dharma, Chaitanya Shikshamrita, Harinam Chintamani, all these books, and all books of Bhaktivinoda Thakur are based on Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and also what the Goswamis they wrote. Nowadays also you will find Bhanusami, he's translating a lot Upanishads, also Bhagavatam commentaries by the Goswamis, Vedanta Sutra, and Prabodhananda Saraswati Radharasa Sudhanidhi, and that Brindavan Chintamani Riti, and so many books, Brihad Bhagavatamrita. That was not at that time, but now almost all books written by followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Acharyas, almost all are nowadays already translated into English and they are available. So this is the grace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Here Swami Maharaj is saying, mostly in Sanskrit, Bengali, but then when it will be presented before thinking people, then people will understand the glory of India's spiritual heritage. Because we are trying to judge only by some external money or some position or something like this, we try to judge. But that is not the main thing. The main thing is how much one has actual transcendental knowledge, because that will give proper guidance to humanity and also proper result. You can have so much money, but you will not be happy. You can have so much power or anything, but you cannot be happy. Like, you know, when Alexander the Great, he was conquering whole that area, Persia, everything he conquered. Then he came to India and he met one sadhu there. He was a yogi, Kalyan Baba. Then he introduced himself. I am Alexander the Great. I conquered so many countries. From Europe he started, Macedonia, and conquered everything till India. Then that Kalyan Baba smiled. You think you conquered so much, but you did not conquer your mind. So what is the use? You cannot be happy by having so much thing. If you don't conquer your mind, you cannot be happy. Happiness is from within, and mind is blurring or blocking that if you are outside. So you cannot have peace, you cannot have bliss. Also, Prahlad Maharaj, he told, I saw in my father, he conquered 3 worlds, upper heavenly, this earthly, and also lower planet. He conquered. Everyone was afraid of him. He was sole in charge, but he was not happy. So what is the use? And he even said to him, Hiranyakashipu, when he said, why you are not listening to me? I conquered 3 worlds. Everyone is afraid of me. Why you are not afraid of me? Then Prahlad also said, what you conquered? You did not even conquer the 6 enemies inside you. They are Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsarja, lust, anger, greed, bewilderment, pride or intoxication, and envy, malice towards others. So what we conquered? We did not conquer. So we did not. And Hiranyakashipu, Vishnu is my enemy. Prahlad said, no one is our enemy actually. Our only enemy is uncontrolled mind. When one has controlled mind, he cannot see any enemy, because he will see Supreme Lord and all are related to him, and there is loving relationship. There is no one enemy. This is my country, that is your country. They are friends, they are enemies, these are my relatives. No, that is not. That is illusory vision. There is no strain. All we are related to one Supreme Lord. So that is demoniac vision. So the real wealth, the real glory is this. Not how much money one gathered or power or this, but how much he realized the real truth and has devotion to Krishna. Renunciates also, they cannot realize Supreme Lord and become happy. The readers of this small description of the life and precepts of Lord Chaitanya will profit much to go through the books of Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur, Sri Chaitanya Bhagavat, reading, and Srila Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita. The early life of the Lord is most fascinatingly expressed by the author of Chaitanya Bhagavat, and as far as the teachings are concerned, they are more vividly explained in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Now they are available to the English-speaking public in our Teachings of Lord Chaitanya, one book Srila Sai Maharaj wrote before he translated the whole Chaitanya Charitamrita. He made that. I was reading, that was my second book. First I read Bhagavad Gita as it is, Then I simultaneously, I think I was reading Krishna book and this one, Teachings of Lord Chaitanya. I like it very much. It is based on Chaitanya Charitamrita. The Lord's early life was recorded by one of his chief devotees and contemporaries, namely Murari Gupta, Srila Murari Gupta. You will find Bhanusami, he translated that his book, that Karacha, some notebooks with the early life. The Bhanusami translated that. I think it is in Sanskrit. That was not available before, but now all books which we were hearing only before, the names, now they are all available in English already. Srila Murari Gupta, a medical practitioner, he was Ayurvedic doctor of that time, and the later part of the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was recorded by his private secretary, Sri Damodar Goswami, or Srila Swarup Damodar, was practically a constant companion of the Lord at Puri. He also wrote notes, and Raghunath Das Goswami memorized that. That is not available as a book, only some few verses. Raghunath Das Goswami memorized. So he was telling what Swarup Damodar was telling to him and what he personally saw, Raghunath Das Goswami in Puri. He spoke in Vrindavan to devotees there, in Radhakund, and Krishna Das Kaviraj Goswami was hearing from him. Based on that, he wrote Chaitanya Charitamrita. You will find in the life of Raghunath Das Goswami, every day for 3 hours on the bank of Radhakunda, he would speak Gaur Lila, the glories of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, his teaching, and pastimes daily, 3 hours. So this is a part of our sadhana. That is why you will find in Gauriya Math and other Vaishnavas also, they will in Gauriya Math, Chaitanya Bhagavat, Chaitanya Charitamrita will be continuously read in the morning program. And in the night time, SRIMAD Bhagavatam. That is general for all. But sometimes there are some other programs in the afternoon, or someone will read himself, or there are some groups, forum. Also Jaiva Dharma, they will read, and other books like this. But daily Gaur Lila is necessary. Raghunath Das Goswami made this in Radhakunda. These two devotees, means Murari Gupta and Swarup Damodar, recorded practically all the incidents of the Lord's activities, and later on all the books dealing with the Lord, which are above mentioned, were composed on the basis of Karachas, that is, notebooks by Srila Damodar Goswami and Murari Gupta. This Murari Gupta is now translated, so maybe I will try to get that one. So the Lord advented himself, means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, on the Falguni Purnima evening 1407 Shakabda, that is Bengali calendar, means 1486 is the appearance date, year of Mahaprabhu. 1486. And it was by the will of the Lord that there was a lunar eclipse on that evening. During the hours of eclipse, it was the custom of the Hindu public to take bath in the Ganges or any sacred river and chant the Vedic mantras for purification. When Lord Chaitanya was born during the lunar eclipse, all India was roaring with the holy sound of Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These 16 names of the Lord are mentioned in many Puranas and Upanishads, and they are described as the Tarak Brahmanam of this age. Tarak Brahmanam means name of Brahma, of Supreme, God's name. Tarak. Those names will rescue you, deliver you, liberate you. We sang now in Kartik, Tuhu Dvaya Sagara Taro Ite Prani. You are ocean of mercy in order to rescue living entities, pranis. Tuhu Dvaya Sagara Taro Ite Prani Nama Aneka Tua Shika Olyani. You thought about so many transcendental names you manifested. Taro Ite Prani, to rescue the jivas. You will find in Kali Santarana Upanishad, this mantra is there, and some other also, and in Puranas, I forgot the name they mentioned. Even now in Gauriya Math, when a lunar eclipse comes or solar eclipse comes, if it is visible in that area, they will not do any other services. Even they will close the dittis and not cooking, nothing, no sleeping, no eating, only Maha Mantra chanting, congregational. That is for the whole period of eclipse. Now on Tuesday, again it will come, but it is not visible here in Europe. In India, they will make kirtan because there it is visible. It is recommended in the Shastras that offenseless chanting of these holy names of the Lord can deliver a fallen soul from material bondage. There are innumerable names of the Lord, both in India and outside, and all of them are equally good because all of them indicate the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But because these 16 are especially recommended for this age, people should take advantage of them and follow the path of the great acharyas who attained success by practicing the rules of the Shastras, revealed scriptures. The simultaneous occurrence of the Lord's appearance and the lunar eclipse indicated the distinctive mission of the Lord. This mission was to preach the importance of chanting the holy names of the Lord in this age of Kali or quarrel. In this present age, quarrels take place even over trifles, means some insignificant things, unimportant things, but we will quarrel about that all the time. And therefore, the Shastras have recommended for this age a common platform for realization, namely chanting the holy names of the Lord. People can hold meetings to glorify the Lord in their respective languages and with melodious songs, and if such performances are executed in an offenseless manner, means without other motives, it is certain that the participants will gradually attain spiritual perfection without having to undergo more rigorous methods. The chanting of Harinam is most easy of all. Other processes, there is much rules and also austerities and regulations and long time and so many things. But this is most easy and most direct and most powerful. And you will get everything by this. You need not do other things. At such meetings, everyone, the learned and the foolish, the rich and the poor, the Hindus and the Muslims, the Englishmen and the Indians, and the Chandalas, outcasts or dog eaters, untouchables, and the Brahmanas, they are supreme in Varna Ashram, can all hear the transcendental sounds and thus cleanse the dust of material association from the mirror of the heart. Even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he made animals also chant Harinam. He awakened them because animals also, they are souls, and trees also, and everyone. So what to speak of different kinds of people, everyone can join, dog, anyone, elephant, but must be chanted by pure devotee, that is offenseless chanting, that will touch and awaken the soul, and we should repeat after the sadhu, then that will satisfy. It will be for the satisfaction of Krishna. There should not be any other targets. To confirm the Lord's mission, all the people of the world will accept the holy name of the Lord as the common platform for the universal religion of mankind. In other words, the advent of the holy name took place along with the advent of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Our Gurudev said, under the banner of Nama Sankirtan, all can unite because it is universal religion. Everyone can do it. The pure religion for every living entity is devotion to God. That is duty, dharma, religion, worship, best activity, meditation, everything. That is devotion to God. And in this Kali Yuga, this Harinam Sankirtan is available to all. One who is rich, poor, sick, healthy, anyone. That is why it is universal. So this should be encouraged, practiced, and encouraged all others also. When our Gurudev was pressed to go outside, then he went to Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj and he said, yes, you have to go. Because this teaching of Mahaprabhu is not for India only. It is for all living entities. So you have to go. It is your duty. And you have to inform them that in this age of Kali, one can get Supreme Lord's service in this way, by chanting the holy name. You have to go and you have to inform. They may accept or not. That is not your business. Your business is you have to give this message to all. So then Gurudev came, and also Puri Maharaj told, some will accept. So why you want to deprive those who will accept? So you should go. It is the order of Mahaprabhu and all his followers. When the Lord was on the lap of his mother, he would at once stop crying as soon as the ladies surrounding him chanted the holy names and clapped their hands. This peculiar, means special, incident was observed by the neighbors with awe and veneration. Sometimes the young girls took pleasure in making the Lord cry and then stopping him by chanting the holy name. So, from his very childhood, the Lord began to preach the importance of the holy name. In his early age, Lord Sri Chaitanya was known as Nimai. This name was given by his beloved mother because the Lord took his birth beneath a nimba tree in the courtyard of his paternal house. You will find in Mayapur, in his birthplace, but this is newly now grown, Nim, not same. Because in between Ganga already covered everything. So during the time of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, that was recovered again. When the Lord was offered solid food at the age of 6 months in the Anna Prashana ceremony, the Lord indicated his future activities. At this time, it was customary to offer the child both coins and books in order to get some indication of the future tendencies of the child. The Lord was offered on one side coins and on the other side the SRIMAD BHAGAVATAM. The Lord accepted the BHAGAVATAM instead of the coins. Also, you know, in Jagannath Puri Ratha Yatra, that year, when Prabhupada appeared, the Jagannath Rath stopped in front of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur's house and would not move. Bhaktivinoda Thakur organized Nama Sankirtan to be sung whole day and night. It was there. Jagannath would not move. 3 days. Then, after 3 days, Bhagavati Devi, she brought outside Prabhupada, that time Bimala Prasad, who was 6 months old that time. So it was his time for this samskara to take first solid food. So what happened? Bhagavati Devi, when she brought that child, he was very effulgent child. And the pandas, they said to bring him up to the Jagannath. So they put in front of Jagannath, and Jagannath's garland fell on Prabhupada. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur also gave Jagannath Prasad, solid food, to Bimala Prasad. Then he was taken inside. Then Jagannath moved forward. So Jagannath himself wanted to make this samskara for Prabhupada to show to the people, he's my person, he's my devotee. God himself, 3 days did not move until this happened. And because to fulfill that prediction in Padma Puran, Vyasadeva wrote 5,000 years back that from Purushottam Dham Puri, Hyutkale Purushottamat, the Krishna Bhakti will spread all over the world from Puri. So it happened after the appearance of Prabhupada in Puri. Then it happened. So all predictions are fulfilled. Also Mahaprabhu predicted that his name will be preached. So it happened. Only this sentence to finish the page. When he was mere baby crawling in the yard, one day a snake appeared before him, and the Lord began to play with it. All the members of the house were struck with fear and awe, but after a little while the snake went away, and the baby was taken away by his mother. Because Anantadev, his devotee, came in that form. In our Mayapur mat, you will find this lila on wall made, this how he was playing with the snake, and all other lilas, how thieves took him. Everything is there. So tomorrow we'll hear further.